Mashane politically incorrect. I was in Peli doing work, and then I discovered that there are a lot of women at MKP, lots of women in their fold, and unfortunately, it's very difficult for them to ascend. I spoke to Lindiwe Sisulu, the former minister. And afterwards, and then the podcast is here for people to listen. Let me tell you, she is MK material. And I'll tell you why I'm saying she's MK material. MK, you are trying to woo, because I'm drawn from a previous conference, you are trying to woo women. How strong are these two women? Colleen Makhubele of Sarah, now MK, and she's been MK at heart, and Lindiwe Sisulu. Women in the past who stood firm and said, Khetangna, and they were betrayed by other women who did not vote for her. And this question, I know when I bring it, people sound, but women must just do this, other women must. But I'm saying at least these two women stood firm and say, vote for me. Two questions. Will other women vote for them at MK? That's the first question. Question number two, will MK allow a female president? If not, why did she leave Sarah? Why did she leave DA to come to MK if women are not going to be allowed to lead? Well, she might have answered the question by saying but I don't want to speak much. It's just that I need to give you what I feel before you watch this thing. Basically, but it's got heated with Michelle Craig because they're fighting other battles that we don't know. But these two women, they're the best material to represent MK. I'm just worried, is MK ready for female leaders? Is it cosmetics? Because the reason I love MK is it doesn't do things to please other people. And I hope it doesn't do this. Don't woo women and promise them to be leaders if you're not going to give them leadership roles. So leadership roles, I'm talking about various things. But the president, will these women be potential president of the, I don't know. But that's for women to fight for themselves, to fully determine. But I'm just happy. Listen to what Makhubele from Sarah did at the media statement when she was in the studio. But listen to her. I just want to say much. Just listen and tell me if she's not leadership. I believe that woman is leadership. She has shown leadership many times. It's just like, sorry to use soccer analogies a lot, just like a player who's playing good at Polokwane City or Maritzburg or Golden Arrows. Once they hit the big time, they know the Gauteng leagues, the Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, Super Sport and stuff, why they get more TV time. That's when we actually see where was Saling, where was this Relebule Mofokeng, because now we see it a lot on TV. This is Colleen Makhubele. She's a gem. Unfortunately, there were a lot of infighting, by the way, at Sarah. I'm just glad she said what Lindiwe Sisulu has said. Let us leave these Smolanyana parties. Floyd Shivambu said, let us leave all these Smolanyana parties. Of course, my criticism is, why didn't Zuma join these Smolanyana parties? Instead, he opened his and said Smolanyana party must come to him. It's a debate for another matter. Let's listen to Colleen. Thank you. Mashane politically incorrect.
Kontawesi's party. Makhubele joins MK after resigning from the South African Rainbow Alliance, which she founded after her axing from COPE. According to a statement from Makhubele, the MK party is a, quote, beacon of hope to unite and rally African leaders and their people. She also says her new party provides a platform for young progressive leaders to find a political home for expression and service. Makhubele was expelled from COPE last year after she joined a new alliance without the approval of her party. She then established the SADA party, which struggled to gain any traction ahead of the May 29 elections. She joins MK just a day after the party swore in 10 new members of parliament. And in fact, Colleen Makhubele, it's great to have you with us on the line this afternoon. And should we say congratulations?
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me. I think, yes, congratulations are in order. It's a big step, and I'm excited about it.
What excites you about this opportunity?
This joining MK is really an extension of what we're doing within SERA. If you remember, SERA was formed on the basis of consolidation, uniting minority parties, especially black parties that are speaking different languages, but really saying the same thing. How do we uplift the black child? How do we deal with unemployment, inequality? How do we change the trajectory for our nation economically and help our youth? And all of those things that we are all moved, into politics to try and go and address. And as an alliance, when I was fired from COPE, and other members of the alliance also then left for various reasons, it didn't really live up to what we had hoped for it to live up to. As you rightly said, judging by our results also at the polls, we could not achieve what we wanted to. And MK Party resonates with me tremendously because of that basic principle as a start. They have prioritized the unity of African leaders, the unity of progressive forces, consolidating different parties. We've been talking to them ever since the results were announced over the past 3 months. If you look at it today, it's exactly 3 months after elections. And they've been consistently talking about how do we bring together the different voices, the skills to address these issues and the concerns that we all have as a country. And I really believe that MK Party is better placed to carry that vision of consolidation, of unity, and they must be supported. I'm the first one to support them because it doesn't have to be Colleen or Sarah leading that unity. As long as the vision, as long as the what we want to achieve, the goal remains the same. Who is leading it should not be an issue. We have to learn to put our egos aside, put all our personalities aside, and look at what is important. South Africans are important. The black child is important. Employment is important. How do we help this country as black professionals, as progressive forces? And that call has been made repeatedly by MK Party for anyone to avail themselves, volunteer their services, their skills, their experience, and come together. And I have responded to that call today.
So Colleen Makhubele, you say the MK Party has the vision that we need to support the black child, to further progressive African voices, and the list goes on and on. What makes you say that the MK Party has this vision? It is a party that is barely 9 months old. It has no structures in place. It doesn't even have a constitution. What are you basing this on in terms of the MK Party's performance over the last 9 months? Aside from the election results?
Precisely that. If you start a company and you know that you need assistance to build its structures, to build the organization itself, and to have the quality of people to send to parliament, to legislature, you do precisely this. You seek, you make a call, you go out and find the right people. You go out and seek to consolidate, to call people to come and help you. If I start a company, I would do that. Advertise to say, I want the best CEO, I want the best CEO, I want the best managers, technical people, come and join us. Let's join hands. I want different partners to assist me to succeed in this. And I commend them for doing that. And we have to support them in that. In the 9 months that they have been a trendsetter. They have really went beyond and above to say, yes, we may have gotten sit, but it doesn't mean we've got all the right people that can go there and do the work that is ahead of us, because the task is big, it's daunting. They need qualified people, they need experience, they need different parties to come and join forces with them, and they must do that. We are tired of political parties that will put incompetent people in as MPs or as councillors or MPLs just because you are a member of a party. You don't add value, you cannot be a mayor, you cannot be a minister because you just don't have the qualifications. But because you are a member, they are hell-bent on keeping that. MK has broken that box. They have gone beyond and above and said, yes, this is what we have, but how do we get everybody to come and be part of this and we build together? And we are responding to that. And I'm hoping that I will not be the only one, because MK has met with different parties and unions and individuals, and many people are yet to be coming in to join this because they see this vision of consolidating. We are not going to 2026 like we did 2024 as different small parties confusing everybody on the ground, saying the same thing, different T-shirt, and you end up achieving nothing out of it, except for people are like, how do you choose between 50 parties who are saying the same thing? It's time now to be wise. It will be foolish to stand in isolation. We are going now to unite, stand as one, bring one voice, and let's allow the people of South Africa to have a solid home that can address their needs with the best skills in one pot. That's what MK Party is about.
So your announcement comes, of course, just a day after the MK Party had, I think it was 10 new MPs, 10 new MPs, members of Parliament, sworn in by the National Assembly Speaker, Togo Didiza, yesterday. Among them is former Eskom CEO Brian Molefe, former PRASA CEO Lucky Montana, and former Transnet CEO Siyabonga Gama, all of whom have been implicated in the Zondo Commission of Inquiry, or they've faced fraud and corruption charges relating to the SOEs that they once led. They are all, at the very least, tainted by allegations of corruption. Do you believe that they are best placed to guide South Africa to this future that you're describing?
Those people have been allegedly, there are allegations around them. Maybe let me put it in that way. But they have not been found guilty in the court of law. And most of the parties that you see, ANC, we've got a Minister of Justice now that has allegations. You know, we had Zizi Kodwa was in the ANC with allegations. All of these parties would have somebody accused of this. We've got Steenhuisen, who just appointed somebody accused of being a racist, you know, as a...
Colleen Makhubele.
Yes, ma'am.
You're talking about the ANC. I'm asking you about the people who are in MK. You've not chosen to join the ANC.
I'm answering
but
your
let's
question.
not talk about whataboutism.
my
It's not about the other party.
Yeah.
Let's talk about MK and your decision to join MK, where these MPs have been sworn in.
You've asked me a question. You may not like MK Party, you may not like my move, but allow me to answer the question the way I feel.
What I'm trying to say is this is not about the ANC. It's about the MK Party, and I'm asking you to stick to the topic.
I'm not rearing off. If you allow me to answer, you will hear where I'm going.
Go ahead,
with my
answer
thought.
and stick to the topic of the MK Party, please.
So all the parties, if you look at it, they would have whoever is accused of. So MK Party is not unique in somebody that may have some allegations against them and being appointed to do something. At the time when they are found guilty or charged, perhaps MK and its leadership will decide what they do about them. At this stage, MK made a call, and they made a call to everybody, even as far as yesterday, to say we need people that are progressive, we need skills, we need experience, please come and join us, which is really commendable for them. And those that are responding to this call, people like me and others that will come after me, Brian, Gama, and them have responded to that call. Now, it's very rich for people to sit by the sidelines and want to be commentators when you are not volunteering yourself, you are not extending yourself. Even myself, it's a risk-taking that I have done. I extend myself, my effort, I volunteer. And there are many people sitting at home on their couches who will not even lift a finger to help this country in any way. But they have so many opinions, and they've got such commentaries, to scathe people without the insights of what's happening. Let's allow the processes to run. If they feel they're a better place to go and help, avail yourself. MK may consider you, I don't know, but avail yourselves.
When I spoke to you at the Results Operations Centre just after the election results in May, it must have been perhaps early June, you were then the leader of SARA, the South African Rainbow Alliance. You had great hopes, you told me. You were devastated by the results. You had lodged some complaints with the IEC about the results, but you were hopeful about the future of this party that you'd helped found for the sake of leading as a woman leader. Is that still possible for you now in the MK party?
Oh, certainly. If you read my statement, there is a shortage of women leaders. I don't have to do it as Colleen as a president. I'm extending my services, what I was doing in SARA, and as a woman leader through a different platform called MK. The problem that we have, ma'am, is that everybody wants to be the president. They want to be the chief. Nobody wants to serve. Nobody wants to be led. And we end up with 70 different parties that have no impact. I want to have impact in my political career. I want to serve the nation, serve the communities, and the platform that provides that. I thought Sarah would provide that, and it didn't provide that. We hoped that our court case will go somewhere, but we realized that the court case is not going anywhere. We are fighting against a very, very difficult and tough system with media like yourself, with narratives like what are coming through. So the best place now is to think through and be sober and then consolidate as MK has opened its arms for not just Sarah, for all the parties that you might see coming in as well in the next few days or few weeks, and any individuals that are willing to serve this country and have an impact, they'll be coming through. So nothing has changed. You just change a vehicle. You may fly, you may take a train, you may take a bus, but we are still going into the same destination. Definitely, I'll add more value as a woman leader within MK.
Colleen Makhubele, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon. The former speaker in the city of Johannesburg, former member of COPE, former founding member of the South African Rainbow Alliance.